If you didn't know it, you know it now. It is summer in Arizona. The sun is beating down on us, but it is not taking anything away from all of the Camp Sevens, everything going on here in Arizona. Football never stops. So welcome into the Recruiting Roundup. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Cody Cameron. The Recruiting Roundup is brought to you by Ortho Arizona. Last week, Cody, you and I talked quite a bit about Logan Powell, powerhouse guy over at Brophy, but there is so much more to Brophy this season and in past seasons, let's be real, that really makes them a contender. I think a lot of that comes down to their head coach, Jason Jewell. When you see their roster and you look at the guys with D1 offers, they are absolutely stacked. I think a lot of that comes down to having a head coach that, let's be real, sat in my seat before as the head of the Recruiting Roundup. He knows how to have this open line of communication with coaches, bring coaches to check out his guys. What value does that bring to anybody who's at Brophy?
That's why you hire a guy like Jason Jewell, right? Because he pulls up his phone and look in his contacts. There's like 500 plus coaches, and he cares about the X's and O's. He cares about developing football players, and he does whatever it takes to put those players in a position not only to succeed on the football field and classroom, but to make sure they have an opportunity to get a 4-year degree and continue to play the game that they love. And Jason Jewell embodies, and that's why Brophy, they've been the hot topic this offseason, Claudia. All these college staffs, ASU and NAU this past weekend, they spoke so highly of the Brophy players, and it speaks volumes of what they do.
All right, we're definitely going to go check out Brophy this season, but what is it that really makes them tick?
I think it's really, you look at their weight room ethic and you see just how the growth of their players have been from his year 1 to year 2, but especially now, like these are big physical football players and they're putting some serious weight up. That stuff matters. You winning games in fall starts in the weight room in December and January, and Brophy gets after it as some of the best programs do in the state.
All right, if we're talking about powerhouses, we have to talk about Highland. Ever since I've been covering high school football in Arizona, also the Hawks, top contender every season. Someone standing out to you though, Cody?
Yeah, they have a tight end out there as a class of 2025. Hayden Dy, he's a big body tight end. And when you look at Brock Farrell's offense, who's a wizard in the state of Arizona, creating mismatches for his offensive players, Hayden, with his frame and the way they use this trips bunch formation that Brock Farrell likes to use, and some of the tight sets that create natural picks, Hayden Dy is a monster. And at NAU, he caught probably like 6 or 7 touchdowns where he's able to just shield defenders with his big frame and high point the ball. Him and 2025 quarterback Kalen Fisher, they are in sync right now, and it's only going to carry into the fall for the Hawks.
Well, Cody, I know that there's always at least 1 or 2 more guys up your sleeve, so let's just hear one more.
Yeah, there's a player at Desert Mountain. He's a senior linebacker, about 6'1", 210, Lucas Blumling. Okay, this kid, his recruitment spiked this spring, landed offers from the University of Idaho and NAU. I watched him last week at NAU during their sevens tournament. Big, fast, physical, watching his film, downhill attacker. We have a really good linebacker class in the 2025 class here in the state of Arizona. Add this to the list, and I mean, we're really talking about, in my opinion, just watching him move laterally and the violence he shows on tape, might be one of the best defensive players in all of 5A. Lucas Blumling from Desert Mountain.
All right, as always, you heard it here. Those are your guys to watch out for and your teams to watch out for this upcoming season. That does it for the Recruiting Roundup. For more recruiting news, head to sports360az.com.